Hey guys, my name is Alex and welcome back to Let's Play Serena.
I could tell plenty of stories about this table. To be honest, I'm surprised it's still in one piece.
Oh lord. Why did I take
The
that the
dining
wrong
table
way?
was well worn even when we acquired the cabin. You could tell from its appearance that it had been the centerpiece of many happy occasions. And there were many more to come.
Oh god, her face is back.
The guy who snapped this, our host that night, used an actual film, my love. We don't have a lot of photos of ourselves as a couple, so this one is quite important.
Well, her face is
The
back.
guy who snapped this, our host that night, used an actual film camera.
Her face is back.
It was a different world back then.
That outline right there kind of looked like the shape of a head, and I freaked out for a second.
Big enough for a lifetime of mementos.
Big enough for
We
somebody
hated
to fit in.
guns, so we never had any, even out here. But this would have been a good place to keep one, since it can be locked.
Keys. I need the keys. Keys. Give me your keys. It's a very eerie thing, this game. Give me the keys.
We also have a key for the outhouse, but can't be bothered to keep it anywhere other than under that rock next to the thing. No one comes here anyway.
The more you talk, the more I'm certain you've killed her.
We did have a night prowler once who left a mark inside the outhouse, but we rarely lock it anyway.
What sort of a mark?
I never noticed it before, but there's some rust on the ring. We also have a key for the outhouse, but can't be bothered to keep it anywhere other than under that rock next to the thing.
Okay.
No one comes here anyway.
Can I go outside now?
I better stay in case Serena comes back.
Well.
There's always a chance she might. There's nothing for me. This door has been creaking for years. One of the many things I promised I would fix.
We're gonna have to be made painful.
Look what I made, hun, in case we ever need to sweep something under the carpet. See the pattern of yellow squares? It's from this rug I remembered from my nursery. I must have been like 3 or 4, but it always stuck with me.
And no trap door under there. Just more creaky floor.
It's like you know what I'm looking for.
I always resisted the temptation to sweep things under there when it was my turn to tidy up.
It's like you know. It's like you... It's moving. The windows are moving. It's supposed to just be tree limbs and junk. It was moving and it was weird. So very weird. Like this freaking painting. Oh. I don't know what I'm doing. I have become lost in. Hello. Is there anything else in these books?
I didn't lend out my Necronomic. Most of the books are mine, but all of hers are still here. A lot of rarities, and I didn't lend out my Necronomicon, did I?
I don't know if it's just the games.
Of course not.
I don't know if it's just this game dicking with me or
What
not,
did we
but
talk about? Damn this fallible memory of mine. The most comfortable spot in the cabin, well, along with the bed, of course.
they're the only things that are cushioned.
I can imagine her cuddling up to me even now, putting her hand under my shirt. Of course, we made love here, too.
God dang.
There was no place in the cabin we didn't before things deteriorated.
You did kill
The
her.
most comfortable spot in the cabin, well, along with the bed, of course. I can imagine her cuddling
Okay.
up. I have more pressing things on my mind right now than culinary exploits.
Culinary? Culinary? Really, sir?
The stove looks like something from World War I.
Might be.
Considering how basic and ancient the kitchen is, it's a wonder what we managed to do with it from time to time. Well, she mostly.
There's a little bit of disdain in your voice there.
Truth be told, not all the cooking she did was a resounding success. We agreed to never attempt doing ravioli again.
But Chef Boyardee.
You silly dolt. Here, give me that. Don't be such a child. Feeling peckish, dear?
I think it dates from the colonial era, probably brought over by the Pilgrims.
Make up your mind. Is it World War I or colonial?
It belongs in a museum.
That's probably true.
The stove looks like something from World
You
War
are
I.
contradicting yourself now.
Our dining table. Quite modest, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I have this gut feeling that I shouldn't leave just yet.
Okay, fine.
The rug's all crooked again. Can you help me straighten it out?
No trap door under there.
Yeah,
Just more
okay.
creaky floor. I've always been drawn to things that are kind of both good and bad at the same time. Maybe because that's so like life.
You're trying to be deep and stuff, and no. I want to open this.
We found this trunk at a flea market. We used to love big enough for a lifetime of mementos. We hated guns,
Okay.
so we found this trunk at a
Okay,
flea
you're not
market.
saying anything new there.
We used to love rummaging around those in our early years. The furniture came with the cabin, but the bedclothes we brought with us. A place like this needs some luxury, but without her...
I would have hoped you'd have brought the sheets with you and not use someone else's sheets. That's nasty.
There are no monsters under the bed. I guess they're all in my head.
Are we gonna start rhyming?
I feel too restless to sleep right now. I don't sleep well without Serena next to me. Both a blessing and a curse, I suppose.
These floors are creaking. Something
I
fierce.
always resisted the temptation to sweep things under there when I'm not sure why, but I don't feel like opening it. The sole thought of it drains what little energy I have left in me. Maybe later. There's nothing of interest inside the closet anyway.
Is her head in there? I've already looked in here. There's nothing. Nothing. Anywhere. Am I overlooking
She
something?
used to keep magazines, paperback novels, usual stuff on these nightstands when we were staying here.
When we were staying here.
Good night, love.
So you're not staying here anymore?
She would always bring her reading material like I did. Why are these nightstands so empty? Dust everywhere.
How long has it been?
The amount of dust on it might make me hack up a lung. It's full of little scratches and gouges. Dust everywhere. She always thought our relationship was a blessing. God, how I miss her. No longer the cynical asshole, I guess.
So she's been dead a while.
Her faith came as a surprise to me. She was never prudish about sex, so I just didn't expect it. I guess people simply aren't that predictable. No, I don't want to read right now. Especially not a Bible. Curiously, we never brought many plants inside the cabin. We were surrounded by so many outside, I guess we were saturated by them. At least I was. Maybe I should have let her bring some plants inside. She liked them a lot. A plant is a plant. Beautiful to some, boring to others.
True that.
They say these things are alive. If they are, it must be a horrible existence, confined in their own silent, dark world.
Well, alive and sentient are two different things entirely.
I have no need for the words in there.
Alright. Fine. It's probably because you killed her. Weirdo.
There are no monsters under the bed. I guess they're all in
Just
my head.
repeating crap now. I'd like to go outside, but I know it's not going to let me.
It's deep into summer, so there's a few hours left until it gets dark.
perfect to go outside.
The sunlight is so bright here. In other circumstances, this would have been the perfect afternoon for us. We used to keep a pitcher of water and a glass on this nightstand, but they're not here now. There's a thick layer of dust and an almost invisible outline where we kept the water pitcher.
That's a little
It hasn't been long
Yeah.
enough for so much dust to accumulate. Has it?
Did you ever clean?
For some reason, I always slept on the side of the bed closer to the window. Never asked myself why. We weren't good at housekeeping, always focusing on other aspects of our life together. But the dust does stand out a lot more when Serena's suddenly not here. I'll dust it off some other
I
time.
don't want to open the thing again and look at your collection of reading material.
For some reason, I always slept on the side of the bed. I feel too restless to sleep right now.
What am I looking for? Exactly.
I'm generally not fond of taking medication. I find it hard to believe ingesting a few chemicals will do me much good in the long run.
Yeah, I don't like medicine.
After all these years, it permanently smells of her and her perfume.
Actually, I can't swallow pills. Like, legitimately.
Don't forget your pill, hun. I know you'd rather not, but you know it's for the best.
My throat's too sensitive to swallow pills, so I have to chew them up, and it's disgusting.
Beta blockers. I have high blood pressure.
If I knew anything about medicine, I would actually might know what
I'm
that
only
was.
supposed to take these before meals. Not a big fan of them. They do tend to alleviate my headaches, though.
You have
Beta
headaches?
blockers. I have high blood pressure.
Sure you do. Can I
We did have a
take
night
these?
prowler once who I never noticed it before, but there's some rust on the ring.
Hello.
Should get a new one.
Is that a tentacle? Sir? Sir? Waiting for asylum. Are you crazy? Weird. Huh. The clock is driving me bananas.
Pretty shambolic, isn't it? The organization of its contents isn't much better. It'd be a shame to say we're fashionistas. We were never that big on appearance. Serena has this mystical aura about her, even when she's wearing one of my mom's charming knitted sweaters.
You talking about those really ugly Christmas sweaters?
I do remember that on the night I first met her, she wore this beautiful purple dress, like she'd flown straight down from the night sky. I wonder what became of that dress.
Did you kill her in it?
This dresser contains most of her things. There's mostly beauty products and personal items, just girly stuff of no interest to me. My kind of thing is the bookcase near the table.
Trying to tell me to go look at the bookcase near the table? Is that what you are doing? Hello.
Dearest, how do I say any of this? I like your way with words, but if I don't write this, I don't know what I'll do. My life feels so unreal now, dreamlike, but wonderfully so. Let me try, even if clumsily. The hours I spent with you when we last met are precious to me. I was so lost such a short time ago. Everything seemed drained of color and feeling. I think we were meant to find each other, to bring meaning to our lives again, make sense of the confusion shrouding both of us. When we stepped into the crystal silence of the snowy woods, away from the chatter of the guests, all nature seemed expectant, as if holding its breath, witnessing a rare moment of something infinitely better than what life in the ordinary run of things has to offer. Do you remember how the light crust of the snow glittered in the reflected light of the country house? How the copse of trees in which we walked was haloed with a magical aura? I felt the chill of the night air, and you opened your coat and enfolded me in your arms, and we hugged tight, sharing the warmth, sharing the only thing any of us have to share on this earth when you think about it. And then you toppled us on the snow, you devil. We laughed and rolled around, my head already spinning from the wine and crisp, pure night air and the stillness all around. We lay back and I gasped when I realized what I was seeing. The luminous starscape, like a vast velvet cloth sprinkled with powdered sugar, like it can only be seen in the countryside. I had tears in my eyes when I turned to you and we kissed, and it felt like the only moment in all of time, or outside time, and ours was the only spark that could ignite the universe. You gave me these moments. You complete me in ways I never knew to dream of. Let me be the one who makes sense of the confusion whenever you feel lost again. We can make our own world against the rest of the world if need be. Together we can silence all the demons, heal all the wounds. I love you. In eternity yours, Serena.
I'm starting to think that this guy's actually schizophrenic.
Let me be the one who makes sense of the confusion whenever you're feeling lost.
You already said that. But I'm starting to think he might be schizophrenic. And this was not here earlier. Did I check these, like, at all? There's a lot of hints that are leading me to believe that he might be...
I never noticed it before, but there's a tiny crack in it. Well, it's a hairline fracture. I still remember when this thing smelled of fresh paint. How did I miss everything getting dinkier and more worn? We should have renewed our life somehow, but money was always...
He's
so
definitely
tight.
got something mentally wrong with him. May not be schizophrenia.
The last thing I need now is to see myself in the mirror. I must
You need
be
to look in
awful.
the mirror. You're probably, like, super old.
How could I possibly forget the color of her hair like that? Even for a moment.
Maybe it's Alzheimer's.
She was my girl with the sun in her hair. What's happened to me?
How long has she been dead?
I liked to watch her comb her hair before she came to bed. But that was so long ago. At some point, I just stopped.
He could have a memory deficit. Like in Memento. If you've ever seen Memento, it's a great movie. Go watch
She
it.
also had a brush, but I can't see it anywhere. Nor some of her other personal items.
This is starting to remind me
There's
of
dust
Memento.
on this, too. It's everywhere. After all these years, it permanently smells of her and her perfume.
What's up? Hello.
How
Which-
long has it been, I wonder? I can't tell. And I miss her so much.
There's a mirror, like, right there. You couldn't, like, look at yourself there. You have to look at this one.
That ticking. It never stops.
I wish it would, too.
I've wasted so much time in my life. Did I ever take a break to show her how much I truly cared? The clock has always been rather autonomous. No matter how many times we've wound it up, it keeps going out of sync. Actually, I think it might have gone out of sync again. No trusting this clock. I wonder what time it is. As if it mattered.
It's trying to tell me it's 6:15.
The clock has always been rather autonomous. We seem to take fewer and fewer walks as the years went by. Everything around here is so familiar.
But, this is starting to remind me of, Memento. Where he's not able to make new memories.
Everybody thinks that living out in the middle of a dark, dense forest is so romantic. Nothing but you and nature. Serena and I thought so too, once. That is, until the loneliness kicked in.
But you're not able to make new memories at all, and so things are just weird. He may not be able to remember that she left, or did something else. But the old memories are still persistent, they still remain. Just anything after whatever caused him to not be able to create those new memories. I think it's damage to the hippocampus. It does
Why
that.
did we choose this place? We were both so young and spontaneous. Why did we suddenly decide we should let our love wither away in a still life? There's a crack in this window from a tantrum she threw some time ago. It wasn't the only thing she threw. Not exactly perfect soundproofing. The sunlight can be confusing, oppressive, as if pregnant with some ill omen. Or is the stress finally catching up with me? Sunlight is so bright here. In other circumstances, there's a crack in this window from a tantrum she threw some time ago. It wasn't the only thing she threw. Not exactly perfect soundproofing.
Jeebus.
Could you take this out and beat it, love? It's getting a bit dusty.
It's one of the few decorative things here. We weren't much of homemakers, either of us.
I'm starting to wonder if there's actually an end game.
I remember
there
us
is.
washing it properly in the lake many summers ago. Once.
The rug's all crooked again. Can you help me straighten it out?
No trap door under there. Just more. Is there anything worse than beautiful memories turning to dust? I feel like I don't even have the strength to lift the lid. What once gave me
Do it
so
anyway.
much joy now fills me with unbearable sorrow. Big enough for a lifetime. We hated guns, so we found this trunk at a flea market.
Okay.
We used to love rummaging around those in our early years.
Never mind. Wait a minute. No. That. Oh, okay. I thought this kid's head was a hole. There was a hole in it. That's about all the time I have for now, so thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye.